Hello, students. Welcome to the last module of the session 20. So, in this, we are discussing HRD mechanisms. In the last video module, we discussed HRD systems, system of the development, system of utilization, system of orientations, and everything. In all respects, we look at the HRD as a system and how the system is functioning, and then integrating each other for the overall the progress of the organization. So that is the systems. In continuation to the previous model, let us just look at in this video the HRD framework and then processes. So if you see that the HRD framework, it has got its own system, and then with that you can see that HRD the process and then the framework. So within that all the activities are operated. So that we are going to learn from this the video model, and that is the learning objective for this session. So if you just see HRD framework and then processes, HRD efforts should use the following four pages like need assessment and design, implementation, and evaluation. So these are the four in the framework. Like first of all, we identify need of the human resource development, and then design the programs, and see that there is existence of HRD culture and climate, and implement HRD mechanisms, and then at the end you can just evaluate all the events whether really they are working towards the purpose that we just intended in the beginning as a part of developing human resources. So if you look at the framework like need assessment phase, like establishing HRD priorities and defining the specific training and objectives and establishing evaluation criteria. So this is the need assessment of the HRD. Then designing phase like selecting who delivers the programs, and select and develop the programs content, and scheduling the training program. So this is the designing part. Not only training, and then all even career planning, and then in all aspects. So the designing part is there. So then you can see that the HRD and then effectiveness of the HRD, like HRD systems, HRD processes, that outcomes, organizational effectiveness. All these are interrelated among all the things. So HRD effectiveness that happens when there is system, the process, and then outcome. So then, if you see that HRD as a the system, like you can see the career system, and then work system, and then developmental system, and then self renewal system, and the cultural system. These are the systems. So when the system is there, the HRD systems, like you can say the HRD the process. HRD process is individual level and role level, team level, and then organization level. So individual level, you can see that efficiency, and then the work styles and leadership, and then effectiveness. Role level, the clarity, and then without any kind of communication, proper communication, everything comes under the roles. So then the team, like team effectiveness, and then team spirit, and then feedback system, and then conflict resolutions, and then collaboration, all are the team level. So then organizations level, you can see the organizations, the climate, organizations culture, and the learning environment, and then organizational change, organizational development. All these are the organizational level. Like you can see that HRD systems and HRD the process, like individual level, role level, team level, and then organizational level. Then HRD the outcomes, like competent the people are there because of the development, and then we'll develop the roles, and then high the commitment, and high level job development, and then high job satisfaction and teamwork, and so they just work in a synergy. And then you can see that the more the problem solving the mechanism, and good the system, and then a kind of good conditions and healthy environment in the organization, that is the a kind of HRD outcome. So as a whole, if you see that ultimately organizational effectiveness is like a high level productivity and growth oriented growth and development, and then the cost reduction, and then more profit, and then better image of the organization. These are the organizational effectiveness. Organizational effectiveness comes out of HRD outcomes. HRD outcome is depends on the HRD the process. HRD process that is there over and above the HRD systems. So this is as a whole, this the table will explain the complete the purpose, and then why the HRD is required in the organizational setup, right? So then you can see the barriers to strategic HRD, like you can see sometimes the commitment, lack of commitment from the top management, and lack of appreciation by the HR people, and then failure of understanding the general managers, and difficulty in the qualifying many HR outcomes, and then perception of the human assets as higher risk investment, and then incentives for change that might arise. So all these, no, there are some kind of barriers or the limitations for HRD. So then, at the end, we can see the five critical business challenges in the present context. So where we can realize the importance of the HRD, because the globalization, profitability through growth, technology, intellectual capital, and change, and then more change. So because of all these, so we need HRD, and then we have to work with HRD. So further, if you just see the challenges for HRD, the changing working force demographic conditions, and competing in the global economy, and eliminating the skill gap, and need for lifelong learning, and need for organizational learning. So these are the challenges. Even if you want to ensure change, workplace demographic conditions, because you can see that all age and all categories, regions, and the sex-wise, male and female. So all types of people are there. So that is a big challenge. So when you want to develop the human resources, then competing in a global economy, so you can see that the pressures and then conditions are the big challenges for HRD. Then eliminating the skills gap. So the gap is increasing then between the existing skills and then expected skills. So filling that gap is the another challenge of HRD. So then ensure lifelong learning among the people, individuals, that is the biggest issue. And the need for creating organizational learning is a continuous the challenge of HRD. So with that, HRD is supposed to work. So need for lifelong learning, that is there, because organization change is continuous, constant, and the technological change is constant, and production change is constant, and the process change continuously happens. So people must change. So if you want to see that people, the change as per the changes are taking place, like the process level, production level, technology level, organization level. So we need like a HRD to see that there is a lifelong learning that happens in the organizations, right? So with that, let me stop here, and looking forward to meet you in the next session and video 99. So thank you very much.